Welcome to Timothy Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. And today we're going to do some touch-ups to the Gauntlet, the scarred Gauntlet. I found that some of the frets had some little bit of roughness. Now that could have happened in shipping because of the moisture, even with the packet, the packets that you put in for moisture, which were in the packaging. You can still get some moisture, shipping from Florida to New York. So I'm just going to touch these up a little bit with some sandpaper. This is my Music Nomad 24.75 inch fret protector and fretboard protector. They do come in different sizes. I have a 25.5 also that I use for my other guitars. This is for, of course, this guitar and any Les Paul style guitar. So I'm just going to hit this with a couple different, because it doesn't need too much. Just a couple different sandpapers. You just got to hit them really light, because this has got a decent fret job on it already. So this is just a quick polish up because I could feel some grittiness on a couple of the frets. And again, probably happened in shipping. I just want to knock that little bit of grit off of there. And if you're doing a couple, you might as well just do them all. Makes it easier. Now this is the one you want to make sure you hit this where you're going over it with your fingers on either side, because you're actually recrowning the fret at the same time when you do that. And you can do it like this, or you can do it like this. Just make sure you push down. You don't have to push down too hard, just lightly. This is $50 on Amazon. And they come in 24.75, I think I may have said already, and 25.5. Or I was thinking it, if I didn't say it already. You always want to put your finger here because these things will go flying. Don't take them off this way because they'll shoot all the way over across the room. Maybe even ping you in the eye. Don't shoot your eye. Okay, and that's that. So I will reposition the camera and we'll start working on those couple of issues that I found when I was opening the guitar. Mainly, we're going to work on this headstock up here where this big chip is. I will be right back. Hey, if you could take a minute and like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the video, the repairs that I'm doing, and thank you very much for doing that. Let's get going and get back to the video. All right, guys, so we're going to do some touch-up work. And I touched up one spot right over here already, which is around the S-hole where you had the white. There was a little white speck right here, and I just touched it with my touch up and lightly wiped it till it kind of went away. Now you really can't see it much. But there's a little spot I'm concerned with right here. The finish is kind of wiped away. So what we're going to do on that one is get this out of the way. Try to set this here like this. Okay. Get my glove back out. So I got my clear touch up here. And a little blemish there too. And I'm not going to mess with that. That's not. It's a little bit of like an indent. You can see it's finished. It's like a bubble, but it's not a big deal. The finish is still there. My concern is this spot right here and this spot right there. So I'm going to have to do this kind of left-handed. Just going to lightly touch that edge. Okay. Just going to build that up little by little. Okay. And that's it. Show that one right there, my little alcohol swab. These come in handy for more than taking insulin. Take off the excess there on the edge. And that's it. It's touched up. And you'll never notice that. One more little pass. There we go. Now it's glossy. Perfect. There's a couple spots here too that are little runs. They sand it out in the paint. The clear coat, but It's not so bad that you notice it unless you're like looking at it at certain angles, so not a big deal. Now, about this S-hole. So we got some hairs in here. I'm just gonna lightly file those. And I need my rounded edge for the corner here. Looks like this one's good. You know, it looks like they just got sloppy on this one. But, you know, we're talking Indonesian guitar. Isn't made, this one isn't made at Scarred, it's their design, but they definitely do a good job with the sound. Cathy's pickups. And this side's got a couple little spots. Oh, taking care of. It's got some. There's just some compound in there too. It's actually, that one's got to get sanded off. And that's good. Get that rounded edge in there on this side. Okay. The old scarred asshole is taken care of. Now these other spots here, my sandpaper didn't come. It got delayed for a day with Amazon. So we'll move on to the spot here that I'm most concerned with. As you can see, the big chip right there. So that, I'm going to lay a gob right in there. and we'll let that sit and dry. And when I get my sandpaper tomorrow, I got some stuff I'm gonna wet sand out because I got a really big run right here in the top of the headstock. That's nothing you can't sand out and then buff. It's right at the binding, between the binding and where it meets right here. It's hard to see unless you on camera, that is. Maybe you can see that. My big thing is I don't want that to start to peel. So I got to fill it in. And it'll take some time. So I'm going to go put this in its guitar stand, and what will seem like a minute to you or seconds to you will be probably an hour for me. All right, guys. So I put a few more coats on this and I let it dry overnight. So here's what we got. Wet sanded it. I wet sanded that big run out. I've actually got um, some wax on there now, some scuff and wax stuff on there. And then we're going to touch this spot up with my handy furniture repair marker that you can get right at Home Depot. This is walnut. So taped it off so I don't get the binding. I will be right back. I forgot my paper towels. Another little spot over here. I'm just going to touch real quick. Nothing like a little bit of spit shine. And I'm going to get out my buffing wheel. So definitely have to retrim it. Get that excess off. Use my little spray wax. Use this to blend that in. Kind of work some of it away. Blend that in by pressing down real hard. So it blends on the sides. Same thing over here. Take that off. Got that little buff. And the finished product. You can no longer see that big old damage. And on the top, that big run is gone too. So I'm going to put some pictures up of the before and after right after this segment, and they'll flash on the screen real quick so you can see them. I also had a couple of marks here on the binding, and I hit all that with 3000 grit sandpaper. I put it on my little filing beam, and I just hit the edges, just the edges. Did the same thing up here, and to round this edge off after I filled it and filled it and filled it. It took me, I would say, to fix this part, a good 8 hours of nail polish, nail polish, nail polish, nail polish, filling it and filling it, but so that it got a nice smooth consistency. And then I just took the sanding block and rounded it off and got rid of the high edges after I built up the center. And there it is, the finished product. You just really can't even see it anymore. So now I am completely happy with the guitar. Of course, I said, Sean and Cathy had we made a little deal, and I'm not going to disclose, what we came to an agreement upon, but they made me happy. And I touched up that little area there I showed. And, that stuff's going to happen coming from over there, but, everything's got a little mark on there. Got splashed some of my stuff on there. All right. So, completely happy now. Guitar's looking good. I just had to put my time in. I knew what I was doing, so you can't even really see that. If you got to be really looking for it to find the spots on this guitar now. Really be looking for it. So, like I said, I'm going to put some before and after pictures up in the video, and then we're going to play this. So, let's get to the pictures and another demo now that the frets are smoothed out too. So, be right back. So check out these before and after pictures of the guitar. All right, guys, now that these frets are silky smooth, let's go ahead and demo this guitar the right way with a Baby Boy Mulligan song. So, she's a rocker. She's a roller. And let's give her a little crunch time. So there it is. Rocking, rolling, all the little nuances fixed. Headstock repair done. Good to go. Now I'm happy. So, thanks to Cathy for winding the pickups. For Sean and Cathy for, coming back and taking care of the issue. So, we will see you next time. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the repair, the guitar, how it sounded. And thanks for watching Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. We will see you next time.